an honor, a privilege to be among all of you who are leaders in your political parties, former leaders in your governments or in government, and among human rights defenders and activists. When a child cries, he or she has a reason. That cry is a human cry. That cry is caused by a human need that is not being addressed. And for the case of Cambodia, where 8 million out of 15 million people live in poverty or below poverty line, that cry is a cry for justice, for social justice, economic justice, and political justice. We in this room are very familiar of how we must, how we should, how we can address the need of that child. I will talk about that later. In Cambodia, more than half of the land of our farmers, half of the millions of forests have been given away for free to big companies by our government for years. Taken away from our farmers who can no longer afford to farm, and their children, our youth, 2 million of them are now migrant workers living somewhere else, desperate for work, for land to farm, for food. That's another human rights that is not being addressed. And this is the cause of unrest. When a woman is deprived of her right, fundamental right to feed her child, not only that, she has to force herself to sell her own body so she can feed her child. I think there's something very, very wrong in the world. And we are talking about millions and millions of children, women, farmers, youth, who are with us today, right now, in this room, talking about, with us, finding solutions. And this is the importance of being together. Although it has taken some of us, many years. For Mr. Samransi, our leader, it has taken him over 30 years. I am in exile today and joining my colleagues, my fellow men and women in exile because our human rights have not been met. So let's get down to solutions. I think it is very fundamental that we as local leaders, national leaders, or world leaders must admit that we often don't realize that we have failed our people. And that failure sometimes is not caused by us. That failure is caused by the global power, like in Cambodia. Right now, China is moving very fast in investing in Cambodia. When there is such a force, global force, power, into a small country like Cambodia, we know that we stand to lose much more than our land, our rights. We lose democracy. And that's why it is important that we come out of this convention with a very strong voice, a very strong message, and a plan of action. And this plan of action, I know that it exists. but that it continues to cry for solutions. I think the solution is very clear. It's about the theme of this conference. It's about freedom, liberty, human rights, fundamental of human rights, protection of the fundamental human rights of each individual, each citizen, and rule of law. So I think that it is important also that we have this conference covered through social media, and I am very pleased that it is happening, it's online, it's live. The more we come together and we speak with such an audience, the stronger our voice will be. There are many times when we get discouraged, but as Mr. Samransi always tells me, justice will prevail. It will prevail. I will be very short in my address, and I again will. I'm very pleased to be here. The solutions lie among us. The strength is within us. The determination is there. The thirst, the hunger for democracy is our strength for our people, for justice. Thank you.